So what else going on, man? While we wait on Doc to see if he's able to make it.
Yeah, man. And man, just trying to get this RB proposal done, dog. It's just it's just school, bro. Just trying to get through this grind, man. Just
Scholar's
man.
life.
Yeah, man. Last week was crazy, man. I did that lecture last week
Right.
with Francis Cress Wilson. Now that thing burnt the mess out of me. That's probably why I feel the way that I feel too. I'm like, man, I just been talking about so much heavy stuff, man. And
I was
it's
telling
just
my
like,
wife the other night. I was like, "Baby, I need to laugh. I need to just let's put something on. I need to laugh. That's what I need." And so, we haven't watched Blackish yet. I didn't even realize Blackish was back.
oh
And
yeah.
and
Hmm.
so we started watching the first episode of Blackish. Man, I was like, I'm laughing, but nah, this ain't what I need to be hearing right now. I don't need to be watching this right now.
Oh.
I was like, let's put on some Kim's Convenience, man. I love Kim's Convenience on
Hmm.
Netflix about the Korean family in Canada. Uh,
Oh really? I
yeah,
gotta
yeah, yeah,
check that
yeah,
out.
yeah. Oh man, it is. It ain't. It just happened. It's just a Korean family, meaning
Right.
it's not like Fresh Off the Boat was about
Right. Right.
being
Right.
being Asian in America. You know what I mean? Nah, it's just a Korean family. It's funny as shit.
Man.
Yo, be dying laughing. But so we put on an episode of Blackish. I don't even think I finished watching the episode. I was like, baby, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm laughing, but this ain't the type of laughter I need. We got to turn this off.
Oh
I need some laughter that don't
man.
have no consequences. I need some laughter that don't have no
Right.
implications. Where ain't nobody gonna say, "Well, why you laughing at
Right.
that?"
Right. Yeah, man.
Because it is.
My
It's
my
heavy,
go
like you said,
to,
man.
huh?
No, I was just reiterating what he was saying. That it's heavy.
Yeah. It is, man. It is. It is. And I try not to live in this space. But I don't know how to get out of it, man. I
Dude,
just don't.
sometimes you can't. Sometimes it's like, you know what I
Right.
mean? It's like,
Right.
where's the exit in this piece, yo?
Man.
Escape room. Somebody give me the code.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Dude, I might go home tonight and watch Harlem Nights, bruh.
Right, dude. I'm telling you, dog. I can't wait till Coming to America come out. Right, like
I'm
my
telling you,
my
man.
my wife. I've been giving my wife grief, right? Like because we got a long list of stuff to watch. Like I'm still like the Good Lord Bird. I want to watch. That's
Hmm.
this series on Showtime about John Brown.
Mm.
Um, Judas and the Black Messiah. I want to
I
watch.
gotta watch that.
There's a couple others I want to watch.
I started watching American Skin, but
I forgot about that one. I forgot about that one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was in my
I
queue
got
too.
5 minutes into it and I had to turn it off. I'm like,
Oh, pause,
oh.
pause. Can't do it. Can't do it. Not yet. Not yet. It's too soon. It's too soon. It's too soon. It's too soon. And so I give my wife grief because we got this long list of things to watch, right? And I think Coming to America came out today, as a matter of fact. I'm looking down on my calendar. It said the third. It's like, yeah, it's the third that I think it gets released. Either that or
Yeah.
tomorrow. One of the other. And me and my wife already established we watching it this weekend. I said, ain't that about a bitch? All this, all this real stuff on our list, we ain't getting around to. Coming to
Right.
America come, we're like, oh, hold the press. Let's watch it right away. But part of it is because, dude, like, need that laugh.
Right.
And I get upset with us because it's like all we do is, you know, P Diddy hip hop.
Can't stop.
Won't stop.
Well,
All we do is party and bullshit and party and that's all we do, right?
That's it.
We good for that. And I switch it up just in case he don't come.
Yeah.
It don't make sense to keep having him in the middle there, right?
Right.
But I get upset with us because that's all we do, right? And the common excuse is life as a black person in America is so hard that yeah, we need to party and bullshit. And and maybe so. Maybe. You know, Solomon made an allowance for that. Of course, we got to understand the type of people he was talking about for whom he had made that allowance. You know, eat, drink, and marry, for tomorrow we will die.
I'm sorry. My bad, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Oh, that is so sad. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm sorry, bro. I'm so sorry, brother. My bad. Oh shit.
And so that's all we do, Doc. It's
Right.
like, we know tomorrow we gonna die. So it's like
Oh
party
shit.
and bullshit and party and bullshit.
Oh my god. Oh. Oh man. Oh god. Oh.
So I get it, right? I get it. But at the same time, I look at it differently because I need some reason to laugh because I'm diving into heavy shit all the time. I live the same
Right.
life as black people. I'm black. So yeah, life out there is hard. But we damn sure ain't gonna get up out of this life if we ain't taking in no content that's transformative, that's transcendent, that's,
Right.
you know, emancipatory. That's,
Right.
like if all we doing is taking in Coming to America, shit, we gonna be coming to America. Yo,
Right.
I
For
halfway,
becoming American.
I halfway want to see Coming to America because I'm wondering if they're gonna throw a monkey wrench at us in these times where Hakeem is gonna look at that shit and be like, "Oh, we ain't coming to America." Or maybe this is like a funny version of Wakanda where they're gonna come to America and liberate black folk or something. Like,
Right.
I don't know. Like, I don't know how you release this movie in these times and make it just like Coming to America, the first one.
Right.
Like, and when I say
Right.
just like, I don't mean, oh, it's the same time. No, no, no. What I mean is where it is just fun. It was just funny. I don't see how you,
Yeah.
I don't see, because if you don't make it have any sort of value beyond just the funny, like if it doesn't become in some point a commentary on the times that we're in, then by watching a purely funny movie about Africans coming to America in these times bears witness to our acceptance of our inferiority.
Mm.
Because why in the fuck would you be coming to America now?
Mm. Mm.
It's like, man, I say there's very few black folk that's impressing me, man. One of the few black folk that's impressing me is PLO Lumumba. Patrick,
Mhm.
I can't remember what the L and the O stand for, but he goes by PLO, Lumumba. Out of I think he's Kenyan, if I remember correctly. I'm thinking because I'm trying to remember is he Kenyan or not. I think he's Kenyan, but I could be wrong. I gotta check and make sure. But as he would say, he would talk. He was talking to a room full of African people from across the continent. He'd like, "Who bewitched you?"
Ah,
all I want to do is wiggle my nose. Bewitched,
right.
you know, like boom. Who bewitched you?
Yeah.
He was like, we over here throwing green card parties. Like the minute you get a green card, it's like you've made it.
Wow.
So if coming to
Wow.
America is simply that, right? If the second coming to America in these times is simply I'm an independent African with my face on my money, and what I need to do is come to America.
Bruh.
But yo,
That is hilarious, Deuce. Man, I'm thinking about that whole piece about laughter though, man, what you just mentioned, man. And we always say this slogan like laughter is good for the soul. And so I'm thinking about this, bro. Why is laughter so good for the soul, right? Is it because, you know, laughter is a form of coping,
hmm.
or is it because, it just really brings this kind of transformative energy, you know, so that we can continue doing the transformative work, you
Man.
know, for ourselves. I just
No,
wonder
no, no.
that,
That's yeah, that's a real question. I would say it's both.
Yeah,
I would say it's both. I mean, the other saying we also have is I laugh so I don't cry. Yeah, you know what I mean?
right.
Like, I mean, laughter could be any number of things depending upon how you use it.
Mm,
And most of us use it to cope.
mm,
You know, in some sense, I start with coping. I start there. I told my wife, and I'm like, baby, I need to laugh. We need to laugh. We need to watch something that's gonna make me laugh. Like, I need to, I need to, I need to have that throat ulcer.
yeah.
I need to laugh so hard that tears start coming down. And that comes from that place of, man, shit is rough. I'm trying to cope. But for me, it's about where does it go to?
Mm,
You know, do does it cause you to remember joy?
mm,
Because if you remember joy, you remember the Lord.
mm. The joy of the Lord is your strength, huh?
The joy of the Lord is our strength. I mean, I was telling somebody the other day, it may have been my wife, because we talk about theological stuff too.
Hmm.
Um, but I was like, we gotta understand, like, joy is the Lord. Joy to the world. The Lord has come.
Wow.
We say when we hear that song, I bet most of us, and y'all correct me in the comments and tell me what line of thinking y'all come from. Most of us hear joy to the world, the Lord has come, and we're like, oh, the world should be happy now because the Lord has come. No, man, no, 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 no. Joy to the world, the Lord has come is a redundant statement. It is a redundant statement. It is a repetitive thing. It is too unnecessary. One of those statements is not necessary. And because one of those statements is not necessary, that's why it is so appropriate. Joy to the world. The Lord is come. I ain't said nothing different yet. The Lord is come. That means joy to the world. Joy has come to the world. Joy came down from on high and was made flesh in our midst.
Hmm.
And so that laughter gives us an opportunity to enter into joy. It says, well done, good and faithful servant, enter into the joy of your master. That laughter, which rhymes with master, gives
Oh God.
is an
Oh
opportunity
man,
for
this
us to
gonna be one of these podcasts today. Oh man.
that laughter is an opportunity for us to access that joy, for us
Yeah.
to enter into the joy of our master. Now, what happens is most of us use laughter for coping,
Mm.
and it's like we get that laughter. The gates of the master's courts open up for us to enter in, and we like, nah, I'm good. I just needed a little laugh so that I could cope, and we go back to living our normal life.
Right.
I know where to find that laughter if I need it. I go back there. I get a little hit of laughter,
Mm-hmm.
just enough to get by, and then I go about my business. You know, but needing that laughter um, to remind you of why you fight.
Mm.
Needing that laughter to remind you of the struggle.
Mm.
The struggle isn't just for struggle's sake.
Mm.
The struggle is for the sake of the Lord.
Yeah.
Or, to say it a different way, the struggle is for the sake of joy.
Yeah.
And so if you ain't finding no joy, the fuck are you struggling for? For what?
Mm.
And then it's like, okay, well then what is that joy? Is that joy simply party and bullshit?
Mm.
Or is that joy something more?
Mm. Man, that's good, man. On one of the other documentaries that I was watching on Netflix is the crack documentary, right?
I ain't got to that yet. It's in my watch list, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna need, dude.
So as we're unpacking this whole thing of laughter, right? Man, I don't want to give no spoiler alerts,
Go
but
ahead,
I
go
just want
ahead.
to say
I
this
may never
this
get
this
to it.
one thing. All right. So on the crack documentary, I think it's the crack documentary, but you know, these agents, one guy was talking about how these these kind of kingpins. I hope I'm not frozen.
No,
Okay,
you good on
yeah.
my end.
Okay, so a guy was talking about these kingpins. How they would, you know, how they would give this exterior. People be around them, cracking jokes and stuff, and they just be like, they don't even laugh, dude, because laughter shows this. Dog,
So you a
they
chump?
won't even. Yeah, it
Can't be
shows your
laughing.
weakness.
Can't
Can't
be
be laughing,
laughing.
man. If you're in the industrial prison complex and you're laughing,
Ain't
it
laughing.
shows, man. It shows your weakness.
It
And
shows
so,
one of two things. Either you a chump or you crazy as shit. Let me leave you alone.
right, right. And so now this laughter, this idea of using or embodying that laughter, it takes us, away from that joy into this whole kind of defense
Mm-hmm.
mechanism or this, you know, demasculation.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be ethnic of of the black male
Right.
because I will argue that hey, women can be kingpins, but they can laugh too.
Right. 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 Yeah. 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 Man, it's like we it's so interesting, right? Because we can't laugh. We feel ashamed when we laugh, embarrassed when we laugh, because ain't no laughing matter. Shit ain't sweet. You know, grew up. I grew up in Virgin Islands. I mean, smiling, smile. Don't be wrong. As a young child, you smile, you play, you laugh, you so on and so forth. But when you get up in age, start coming a teenager, you better not smile. And it's conditions. You better not smile. Because again, if you smile, yeah, man. You, some either you a chump or you special. Something wrong.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we used to have this guy we call Smiley. He was always walking around smiling, and he was a little off. And everybody knew he's smiling, but he's a little off. You leave him alone. But we have this life, and we talk about how we party and bullshit because of the life that we lead. We have this life that conditions us to not smile. White supremacy conditions you to not smile. Black inferiority conditions you to not smile. You can't be smiling in white people's face. What you think it's a game, boy? No, sir. No, sir. Sorry, sir. So we don't smile. Conditioned not to smile. Which also means we are blocked from accessing joy.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know, man. I don't know. Like you said, this is one of them episodes because we came in. We were supposed to have Dr. Harold Trulier on from Howard University School of Divinity, one of our old professors, have a little reunion of sorts. Who speaks on prison reentry program and the history of the church. But the thing that I always look to him for is on the prison in prison reentry, the prison industrial complex. I did an independent study with Dr. Trulier on prison justice, prison reform, and at a time when my seminary wouldn't let me do my field education at a prison. I wanted to do my field education at a prison.
Really?
Yeah. You had to do it at a hospital or something. Or at a church or something. I couldn't do mine
Right.
as a chaplain to the prison. And the thing that he always used to beat into the head, that passage from Matthew 35, right? And he would say that passage from Matthew 35 where 25, not 35, 25 verse 35. Where he was like, for I was hungry and gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, you took me in. I was naked, you clothed me. I was sick and you visited me. I was in prison and you came to me. And he would always say that the church is good on all of those things. Good, in air quotes. And don't get me wrong, this is Dr. Trulier as well. He was like, when he says good, he's not saying that they are great. What he is saying is that these are things that they deal with. There are food pantries. You know what I mean? There are, there are welcome committees and clothing drives and visits to the hospital and so on and so forth. The poor people's campaign, so on and so forth. We don't do shit for the prisoner.
Nothing.
We ignore the prisoner. And that's why I was so hoping that he would come on. We got to try to see if we can get him back on, because I was thinking lately and I was like, that's exhibit A of our inferiority.
Mm.
Because we completely deny their existence. They go to jail and we believe everything that whiteness has said about them. They are irredeemable. They are persona non grata. They are, you ain't like all the energy that was drummed up by our brother for the poor people's campaign.
Yeah.
You ain't seen that kind of energy for no prison reform movement.
No, sir.
We ain't putting our necks on the line for the prisoner. We can barely put our neck on the line for the poor. But we will. Quote unquote. But we damn sure ain't putting ourselves on the line, our necks on the line for the prisoner. We ain't even putting our necks on the line for somebody who might go to jail.
Bruh.
The minute we find out somebody might go to jail, we like, oh.
Give them space. Back up. I ain't associated with him.
Pariah. I ain't with this one. I don't know him. Who this Harpo? I don't know. So we all over the place today, man. I really wanted to find, get his thoughts on, because to me that's like accepting the reality of the prison industrial complex um, is a mark of our inferiority. And people say we don't accept it, but we do. We do.
We do.
We may argue against it every now and again. If somebody asks us, we may say that we don't agree with it, that we don't like it. We may know all the language about, yeah, they disproportionately locking up black boys and black women and so on and so forth. We may know some stats or whatever. But there's a part of us that nigga deserved it too. Them niggas deserved it. I don't want them niggas in the street. I mean, what you gonna do with them niggas? Gotta put them niggas somewhere. There's a part of us that we know that's where them niggas belong. And we just glad that we ain't one of them. Not realizing that that's why the prison system exists. Not even for those that are locked up, but for those who are not locked up. The prison system gotta be bad for black and brown people. Why? It's a deterrent.
Right.
It's a deterrent from you having a free mind. You better live like we told you, boy. Otherwise, this fate awaits you. And that ain't no laughing matter.
Right. 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 Man, here's the thing, man. Believe it or not, man, we're actually in synergy, believe it or not. Because, man, this whole laughter is really it's a testament, it's seminal to our freedom, man. Because, once you are guilty until proven innocent, you spend your time,
dude,
in a prison
look at
complex.
Khalif
So
Browder.
we mentioned right, right.
For a
And
backpack.
listen, man, for a backpack, and quote unquote being on papers, and everybody, he had no family, no community. Everybody turned on. And so what they call a suicide was not a
Oh, it was
suicide.
a
That was a
murder.
lynching.
That was a
That
lynching,
was
a
that was
murder.
a murder. That was a lynching. And the thing is, we just gave him the rope to hang himself with it. And so we mentioned Dr. True Live because I remember taking this class. I took his class, Ministry in Criminal Justice.
Okay.
And part of that class was we visited
Jessup.
in Jessup, Maryland. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah,
the
yeah,
prison
yeah, yeah,
complex.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Jessup
we went
Prison
to
Complex. Yep.
Jessup Correctional Institution.
Mm.
And Jessup was it was like a maximum security. They had beefed it down to medium max, minimum medium max, but they still house some max security, convicted felons. I don't want to use the term inmate. That's a part of, to me, that's a part of the whole dehumanization from the industrial prison complex. So I'll call them guys who, were charged, or people, humans who were charged with these indictments, or they were convicted rather. And so I remember walking, after, the warden, briefed us and everything. This tall white dude briefed us, and he's smiling. He's laughing, bro.
Of course.
and we sitting here like serious, this is part of our assignment. He's laughing like, yeah, nobody's gonna hurt you. Yeah, I'm gonna take you around. The reddest neck I ever seen. And so when we get on the yard, they open the gate, we walk on the yard, you hear all of this stuff and everything. But we get to the to the psych ward, and I guess it was like both medical and psychiatric, space in. And I see a guy in an orange jumpsuit. The warden laughs again and say, "Yeah, that's one of our maximum security inmates." And this guy is sitting like shackled, Doc, from head to toe. Man, grown man shackled from head to toe. He's laughing like, "What's up, y'all?" Just like you were saying, and I was like, "Yeah, you can tell, you know, there is a mental disorder there." And majority of people who are incarcerated are dealing with mental disorder. And so it goes back to that Matthew 25 text. You know, where is the community? Where's the church? I
Dude,
got a cousin.
we ain't going near that. They got the scarlet letter, Doc.
Right.
If
Right.
if white man catch me going to a prison, ooh,
Listen, listen. Coming out the prison, Doc, coming out the yard, we're on our way to our cars. The last thing the warden says as he's smiling and laughing. And now we're grad students. We had one dude, he was a
oh
PhD
Lord, oh
candidate,
Lord, 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 I know
working
where you're
on
going.
he's working on a PhD in psychology. And the warden says this: I hope I don't see you all. I hope I don't see you all behind bars in my prison. And so one of our frat brothers, Jabril, look back at the ward and say, we're MDiv students. We're in grad school. As a matter of fact, one of the guys, he's working on his PhD. Here's what the warden says. That don't mean anything.
Nigga, we still got you. You a
Nigga,
nigga, right?
nigga, nigga. At the end of the day, I don't care if you got 3 degrees or no degree.
Still nigga. That's what Jigga
You
told you.
are still a nigga.
That's what Jigga told you. In the story of OJ, that's what Jigga told him. Still nigga. You know?
Yup.
Rich nigga, poor nigga. Young nigga, old nigga.
Yup. Still nigga.
Faux nigga,
And
real nigga.
Right. And Doc, that thing hit me like a ton of bricks. I said, man, that's when I noticed it don't matter what school you go to.
Dude.
It don't matter if you got these funny letters across your chest.
Dude.
That's behind my head.
Dude.
So it don't matter how many degrees you got, how much money you make.
Dude.
When you look like me, when you look like my boy Jabril, you are still a nigga.
Dude. I imagine that warden said within himself, "Aw, cute. This nigga think he's special."
Oh man.
Cute.
These niggas don't think that these niggas think they above these niggas in here. They're still the same.
Let me call up one of my sheriff friends and tell him to arrest one of these niggas so they could get understanding.
Follow them back to Follow them back to Northeast DC
Yeah, and
and pull one of them
wait till they
over.
get on the seminary grounds. Seminary niggas.
Bruh,
Oh
bruh.
God, have mercy.
And let's see if they still laughing now. Yeah, it's cute. I'm taking you all around my grounds, you know, to see other niggas locked up and to see these nigga COs talking about how much they love their job.
Hey, just like nigga overseers just love their job.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so, man, I was like thinking about this passage of scripture that I was reading for today from the book of Acts. I love Saint Stephen.
Yeah.
I've had a icon of Saint Stephen hanging on
He
my
was an
wall.
inmate.
Oh man,
I use it for Steven. He was an inmate.
had an icon for Stephen hanging on my wall for decades now, right? Like, I love Saint Stephen. Like, his power, his passion, his fearlessness. He ain't give a shit. His love. Look to heaven as they stoning him. Don't hold this against them. I understand their stupidity. You understand their stupidity too, Lord. You see them. They don't know what they're doing.
Hilarious.
But Saint Stephen saying that passage, right, from Acts chapter 7, pull it up, verse 6 and 7, when he's speaking, because he goes through and he tells them all about, remind them of themselves, remind the people of themselves and the story of the Israelites. This is our story. And so, in speaking of Abraham and the promise given to Abraham, Stephen says, but God spoke in this way, that his descendants would dwell in a foreign land and that they would bring them into bondage and oppress them 400 years. And the nation to whom they will be in bondage, I will judge. Man, I was tweeting this morning after I read that because it hit me, man. It hit me. And I went right back to every black person's boy, Barack Obama.
Mm.
And his most important speech of the campaign, his race speech, a more perfect union.
Mm.
And his disavowal of Jeremiah Wright for saying, not God bless America, but God damn America. It's in the Bible. I just read it. Shit. I just read it straight from the Bible. But God spoke in this way. And somehow we, the children of God, refuse to speak in that way too.
Mm.
God spoke in this way, that his descendants would dwell in a foreign land and that they would bring them into bondage and oppress them 400 years. And the nation to whom they will be in bondage, I will judge. God spoke in this way, but we who claim to be the children of God are loath to speak in the same way, in like manner. Yes, I said are loath, y'all.
Right.
But then we say we free. So how is it that black faith, what does black faith do with that passage? What does the black church do with that passage? Because we don't look at this land as a land of our oppression.
Mm.
We don't look at this land as the land of our bondage. We don't and so seeing the word of God, the promise of the Lord, we don't look at that promise and say, God, I want that promise. And somehow that does not testify of our inferiority,
Mm.
of our acceptance of the idea of our inferiority. Like the prison system is just it, right? Like, them niggas is inferior. I didn't get locked up. I ain't inferior. That's why we like having the prison system. We want to feel bad and we want to look like we feel for them, but we like having them around because so long as they exist at overwhelming numbers, so long as blacks disproportionately represent the inmate population, it's always a victory to stand and say, I didn't get locked up. I didn't spend any time in prison. I'm one of the good niggas. We it's like we let the prison system exist so that we have something that commends us to white society. Because so long as the prison system exists and white folks are scared of the big nigga boogeyman,
Mm.
they can know or at least reasonably assume that it's safe to be around me.
Mm.
Because everyone knows how effective the system is, and if it wasn't safe to be around me, I'd be in jail. But because your system, which is designed to lock me up, hasn't locked me up yet, it's a sign to you. It is my calling card to you. Here's my card. See, I'm not in jail. That I'm one of the good ones.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It is an institutional inferiorization that is
Yeah.
happening.
Bring that word back again, Doc. I like it. Say
Gotta
it, say it,
bring
say
it
it,
back,
say
Doc.
it, say it again for me.
Inferiorization, Doc.
Yeah, Doc, you just roll off the tongue this week.
Right, right. Last week,
Last
boy, we
week we
were
were
struggling.
stumbling over that. I ain't even trying to say it right now. I might still mess it up.
Listen, I put that joint in my notes. I had to phonetically spell that joint out.
Sound it out.
And that is what is happening. So when you bring up black faith and when you talk about Stephen, I'm going to use the term inmate because Stephen was stoned to death. And so he was on death row.
It's a hell of a way to go.
He's not the only inmate of the Bible. You got Joseph, who's the son of Jacob, who was locked away for 20 years. Watch this. Let me make it contextual. Because a white woman who was the
Accused him.
queen told her
Mm-hmm.
husband, Potiphar, that Joseph tried to rape me.
Mm-hmm. She Emmett Tilled him.
She Emmett Tilled her. The only difference was Emmett Till died.
Right. He was fortunate. Joseph was fortunate enough to live and just spend 20 years in jail.
Yeah. He almost did 25 to life, but he got 20.
But see, that's in white supremacy, right? Because now white supremacy is like, we ain't gonna mess around and let Emmett Till grow up and become Pharaoh's number 2. We gonna make sure we
Right.
do away with him this time. We done read in the
Mm-hmm.
Bible what happened the last time we accused a little boy of rape. Last time we
Yep.
accused a little boy of rape, that little boy became our ruler. If we gonna accuse this little boy of rape, let's kill this little nigga.
Let's kill him. Let's kill him. Yep. Inmate.
Inmate.
Samson. Inmate. Jesus. Inmate. John the Baptist. Inmate. Paul. Inmate. All of the
I,
disciples.
therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you to walk worthy of the calling to which you have been called.
What has changed in 2021?
What you mean? Because
Listen,
there's so many ways
here's
to
what
go
I
with that
mean.
question. So let's be clear.
Yeah. So I'm gonna unpack it. Here's what I mean. Walking out of in that complex. I'm a grad student working on my MDiv. I was slated to graduate a month from that day. I'm slated to graduate, Doc.
Hey, don't
I'm
matter.
graduating with my master's degree.
Still a nigga.
But that warden said,
I'm your master. Master these.
I don't want to see you. But he was like, this is what he said. This is really what he said. He said, all right, don't come back on the other side.
He said, don't let that. Didn't the United Negro College Fund tell y'all niggas a mind is a terrible thing to waste? What you doing?
You came in as a guest. And not only as a guest, but you came in
An
as
honored
my guest.
An honored guest.
You're an honored guest. But don't come back here, wearing an orange jumpsuit.
Because you see me smiling now, I ain't going to be smiling then.
I ain't going to be smiling. I'm going to be your boss. I'm going to be your master. And we're going to see who laughing now. And so that's what I mean. Like, when we talk about faith, and we can always look out for, well, to a certain extent, right? At least those who are hungry, those orphans and those widows, those who are poor. Mm-hmm. But we don't look out for those who have been incarcerated by a white supremacist institution that shapes the industrial prison complex.
Nope.
But we'll laugh, we'll have joy, and we'll say, millions didn't make it. But I'm so glad I'm the one who did. I don't have a criminal record.
Right.
I never been arrested.
Right.
I never got a ticket.
Right.
Look at God. Won't he do it?
I'm one of the good ones. Shit, as soon as you say that, white folk trying to figure out how the hell we let this one slip through the cracks.
Man, Tamir Rice could have said that,
Sure.
but he's dead. Sandra Bland could have said that, but she's dead. My bad. That's my office phone. Sorry.
Working pastor. They call it, pastor.
So many of our sons and daughters have been victimized by this inferiority complex that we have adopted and we have accepted. We have, to a certain extent, some of us have even embodied.
Dude, the closest we can get to white privilege is being on the far end of black inferiority.
Doctor?
I only get privilege if enough of y'all niggas is knuckleheads.
That's it.
Such that Whitey looks at me and is like, he's not as bad as the rest of them.
Yeah.
He's one of the good ones.
You got to limit the competition.
Right. Ain't enough seats at this table.
Mm-hmm.
And we are satisfied with that reality. We are satisfied with a reality that creates a dynamic whereby I got to fight you, put you down, hope that you fall victim to white supremacy in order for
Mm-hmm.
me to get something. I got to be
Yep.
twice as good, twice as fast, twice as smart, work twice as hard so that I can get something. And I got to hope other niggas fail to be twice as good.
Yep.
It's like double inferiority, right? Like the inferiority that says I got to be twice as good and accept that, right? Because parents have ingrained that in children for generations. You got to be twice as smart. You got to be this. You got to be da 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 da. And then the inferiority of being compelled to, forced to, encouraged to wish my brother and sister would fall. Because I know there's only a certain number of black scholarships to get me in, and I can't be one of these inferior niggas. I gotta get an education. And there's only so many seats for black folk. Because we ain't going to no nigga school. You know what I mean? Because that ain't no real school. You know what I mean? We gotta go to a real school where we can get a real, white person's education. That could be I'm on the
Yeah.
white famous. You
I,
know?
I went I went to one of those schools.
Yeah. I
You
went to
can't go here.
I went to a couple of them too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I've been to white schools. I've been to black schools. I've been to 8 schools, doc. So, but there's only a certain number of slots for us,
Only a certain number.
and so we talk about this crabs in the barrel mentality, and we like, oh, this crabs in the barrel mentality without recognizing. And I'm not letting us off the hook. I don't let us off the hook for shit, but without recognizing that crabs in a barrel mentality was indoctrinated into us, was conditioned into us by the reality of the system under which we were forced to live. The system that says there can only be one nigga. So
Yep.
y'all niggas better fight to the death. I'm gonna choose one of you boys to be the foreman. I'm gonna choose one of you girls to do this. One of you wenches, they ain't call them girls, call them wenches. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
choose one of you wenches to do this. And all the women will start fighting each other. All the men will start fighting each other, putting each other down, whispering things to massa about each other and doing all kinds of shit. And we still in the same boat.
It's in the same boat.
And so to bring it full circle, that's why I need to laugh.
Yep.
Cause I look at us that's
Because
in the boat and I'm like, shit, doc. How long we gonna ride this boat?
mm,
You still riding? You still riding? I'm the only one want to get off right now. I gotta laugh.
mm.
Gotta laugh. Cause I ain't trying to throw myself in the water like some of our ancestors did. It's the other choice. It is the other choice.
Nah, and it's a legitimate choice.
And that's why I say it is the other choice. So, you know, how do y'all laugh?
Mm.
Do y'all laugh just to cope?
Mm.
Don't just tell yourself that you laugh to embrace joy and to enter into joy because that's what sounds good. Yeah, y'all niggas ain't slick. Y'all niggas.
Yeah, you ain't slick.
all,
You ain't
all y'all
slick.
gonna be like, yeah, I laugh to get access to the spirit. I laugh to be at one with the divine joy. Y'all niggas ain't slick.
hey, like that white mega church pastor who was laughing, and
Right,
everybody just started out
right.
laughing.
Ha ha ha. They said Donald Trump lost. Ha ha ha.
Oh my God.
How do y'all laugh? or what prevents you from making it into the gates of joy when you do laugh?
Mm. Mm.
You know, what do you need to do? How do you need to laugh? How do you find laughs that won't let you go until you enter into the joy of your one and true master?
This moth, man. I got a moth in my office, man. It's
Because
dead now.
when you enter into the joy of your one and true master, that's the strength for you to survive. Oh man, Pastor, they need you, Doc.
They going in, ain't it?
Hey, let's wrap this up, y'all, because Jimmy got some souls to save. But that's real talk. We laugh about it, but that's real talk. How do you laugh? How do you enter into the joy of your master? Do you even see laughter as an opportunity to enter into the joy of your master? We got to enter into that joy, because that joy is the only means by which we can live. That joy is the only means by which we can overcome. There will be no someday of our overcoming unless we enter into the joy of our master. So let us hear from you in the comments, because a charge to keep we have, brothers and sisters. A God to glorify. A never dying soul to save, to fit it for the sky. Brothers and sisters, we got a long way yet to go. But with laughter and the grace of God, we can make it into his promised land. Peace.